Hi, Mark Power again here, your stuttering specialist. I'd like to talk today about the question that most people who stutter think is the most important in their life. Can I overcome my stuttering? The history of people who stutter is something that I'm very familiar with. I stuttered for the first 30 years of my life. My history was starting out, I really, as a young child, had no idea where my stuttering came from. I knew nobody else that I knew had this problem. And I actually thought that I might be so different from everybody else that I was from another planet altogether because I wasn't able to say my words, my voice would block, and everybody else talked a mile a minute and really enjoyed talking and laughing. I did not. So I didn't understand anything about the stuttering, where it came from, what's going to happen with it, and how it would affect my future. Also, since I didn't really know anybody else who stuttered, that's not true. There was another kid in my elementary school, Terry, who did stutter, but I never talked to him. I didn't want to talk to anybody like that. So I was alone and there was nobody to talk to about my stuttering. Just as an aside, I think it would be a great idea if I had been able to talk to my mother and father about this stuttering problem. Uh, in those days, it was kind of not talked about if you had issues like that. So looking back on it, that probably would have been helpful to me and have my understanding and my peace of mind be a lot better. So I strongly advise children growing up to talk to their parents about their stuttering. So as to the story continues, when I went to elementary school, I was made fun of or laughed at least. I remember in the third grade, I had to get up in front of the class. Everybody had an opportunity behind a fake microphone just to announce the class room number and then say what the weather was for today. And I went up with no problem at all because I didn't know that I stuttered until that day. And I just blocked when I tried to say the name. And the class laughed at me. And I laughed along with them because it was a surprise to me too. And it was kind of funny. So then I said, wait, let me try this again. And I started to say the room number, and I blocked again. And the class laughed again. They thought I was continuing the joke. This time I didn't laugh. I knew it was something that I couldn't control. So I learned to hide my stuttering. Way to do that, the 100% sure way to hide your stuttering is keep your mouth closed and not talk. So I didn't talk unless it was absolutely necessary. And though now I look back on it, I really was limiting my ability to express myself and also to establish social contact with other kids. And I never would walk up to them. I never would start the conversation. I rarely joined in group conversations because I was afraid of the stuttering. So as a result, I didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up. So most of the people who stutter that come to me have tried many different therapies. Therapies in the school, public school system, that's a requirement. It's a federal law. They usually have a therapist, probably a different therapist every year. And unfortunately, the therapist really could use some extra help learning about stuttering therapy, but they're doing their best. So I went through a lot of those, but the result is there's no way I'm going to get rid of this stuttering. It's just something that I'm going to have to live with. And that was a decision I made in elementary school. Some people go to private therapy. I went to private therapy myself, and it was old-fashioned therapy, and they thought it was a psychological problem. So they did psychotherapy. And actually, it was in high school, and I became a happier person, I think, because I could talk about what was going on to the therapist, but I still stuttered severely. So did the therapist, by the way. So a lot of people who stutter are looking at YouTube videos for some help, and I've seen a lot of those. I make them, as you can see right now. I see a lot of them are done by people who have had a stuttering problem and they think they've conquered it and solved it. I don't know about that. They may have an individual way of doing it. I'm not sure it applies to other people. The best way to do overcome your stuttering is to find a treatment that uses an intensive therapy program where you can learn how to change the way you talk. Now, I found that I couldn't do this by myself. You can't do it alone. You need a mentor or somebody to walk you through it, but it's really not that complicated. You're just learning a different way of talking that sounds natural. So a few intensive programs, research has shown that are effective in allowing you to do this and training you to do this. The most effective programs are called prolonged speech programs. That's where you talk in a different way, but you start out really slowly. And that sounds very unnatural, but over the times and hours and days, you talk at a faster rate and finally end up at a normal speaking rate, but you're talking differently than you did before and you don't stutter. So there is hope for people who stutter. You can overcome your stuttering, but you need to find a professional program that has hopefully a speech pathologist who specializes in stuttering. I'm your stuttering specialist, but I've also been board certified by the American Speech and Hearing Association to work directly with stuttering. And that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years. So thanks for listening. Mark Power here. Mark Power here. And if you like this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this one. Also, be sure to hit the share button and leave us a comment below so that others can benefit from it as well. I'll be recording a lot more helpful videos like this one to help you overcome your stuttering. And if you'd like to be notified, then click on the bell icon below.